Obviously, if you've got a situation where we're going to see population increase like that, things like land, water, market control, the control of genetic modification, all those sorts of things are very attractive money-making exercises. So too is carbon sequestration. And obviously the people who are particularly interested are the corporate sector. A very good friend of mine in the world of politics who passed away at the end of last year, who was an independent, made a comment to me that perhaps I sounded a little bit anti-corporate. Well, I'm not anti every corporate, but I don't like their consistent behaviour in so many directions. But really, it's logical. They can see what's happening. Up to now, the last 25 years of farming, we owner-operators have copped an absolute pizzling. And we've had the inability to really control price. And you think about it, how many other people are in that situation? I was telling someone today that between two calf sales for me, two calf sales in autumn, April each year, my gross receipts were 75,026. Try and budget on that. But anyway, this is a big target for the corporates, which is why we've got managed investment schemes. There is a logic behind what's happening here. It is shifting individuals out, bringing the corporate sector in. Now, I'm one of those people that is very much pro-individual, and if individuals don't have rights, well then we end up with a Chinese type society. And that's really what distinguishes ours from theirs, and we're going towards theirs by this sort of activity. All these reasons are given for why this is happening. We're being told that you've got to have economies of scale, which means that there's an optimum size to produce something at its lowest cost. But once you get beyond that, there's a thing called diminishing returns, which is what they don't tell you. I'd suggest that the almond crop on the Victorian side of the Murray River, where you can drive for 28 kilometres and both sides of the road, for as far as you can see, are almonds, is a little bit big. And I'd also suggest that given the water supply problems and given the fact that those trees will increasingly consume more and more water, it's a totally inappropriate crop. And we probably should have really woken up as a society and looked at those blockies, those little farmers who actually knew how to survive and how to produce premium produce, and give them the respect they deserve instead of doing this to them. I'd also, when we get to price, quantity and quality, suggest to you that you are looking at the rise in price of food into the future. And as an economist, you know, you tend to look at price rising on a line as things change, demand and supply. But there's another phenomenon which is called a total shift, which means the original line becomes a new line higher up at every level of demand and supply. That is what's happening. Just think, this is blind Freddy arithmetic. 6.5 billion, 9, 12 billion. We are not going to produce double the amount of food. And another friend of mine in Parliament, Bill Heffernan, on election eve, wasn't talking about the results. At least when I was listening to him, he was talking about how important it was, whatever the result was, to talk about the shortage of water for at least 1 billion people, the shortage of food, and the swallowing up of productive land to produce food.